Do you love me? Do you need me?
So Supermoto Sunday is me today. Quite a few guys got some things to do. A couple others didn't get back to me. Bailey actually got back to me and said that he was down to ride for a little bit, but I haven't heard from him. He's probably still sleeping. But I only got a little while to ride, like an hour and 45 minutes or so. So I'm gonna go and get some riding in, get a little bit of content for you guys, and get some gas because I don't know how much gas I have. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful out today. It's a really good day to ride. I got until like maybe 2 o'clock, 2:30, get some riding in, and then I have a birthday party to go to, and then I have a wake to go to. Buddy of mine that I've known since like basically high school. He went to a different school than I did. He was in a different town, but we went to a vocational school together. We both took small engine repair and marine technology, which is basically how I got into working on bikes and everything. Him and his twin brother Corey were in the same class as I, and he suddenly passed away. He was, I don't know what happened. He was 41 years old. I believe he had a teenage son. He had just moved down to Tennessee, and he passed away. So I have to go and pay my respects. I don't like doing it, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. Smiles for miles. Really fun. Totally didn't record that, but I just smoked a WRX. He spun off the line and I wasn't even trying to race him, and I don't know, I just wheelied first, wheelied second, wheelied third, wheelied fourth, and he couldn't catch up to me, and I was on one wheel. Can't say anything. I don't have a turbo vehicle, so never had, like, can't say that I never had a cool car, because I don't know, I like the car that I have now, but, and I got my truck. That's always a fun conversation piece, but I guess I don't have much to say about it. That guy. Bye, bro. Have fun with your vape. AutoZone. Oh, what I did do before I left is I was watching some YouTube videos at work, you know, because I have like a 3-hour cycle time with the parts that I run in my machines. So I had a little bit of time, a little bit of downtime. I was watching some YouTube videos on like the whole like spark arrestor, how to like uncork the factory muffler a little bit, and there's like a screen on the end. A lot of guys stick a screwdriver in it, pop it out, when you can just unscrew it, I guess, from the end of the muffler. And from what I saw, the guy I got this bike from just stuck a screwdriver in it, popped it out, didn't unscrew it. So I'm like, I thought it was part of the muffler. It looked like a 12-point like insert that just screwed in. So I'm looking at it today before I left, and I'm like, I wonder if I can get that thing out. I tried to get some channel locks to it, and because it was aluminum and there wasn't anything in the center, it just started to like oblong itself. It like squished a little bit. And I'm like, as soon as I squished it, I was like, yeah, it's not coming out. I gotta break it or fold it or something. So I pulled in one end as far as I could, and then I got a screwdriver and I hammered it so it kind of like did this, and it fucking popped right out. So I was able to open up the end of the muffler just a little bit more, not a whole lot, maybe like a 1/4 inch of it, like an 1/8 inch, because it was only like 1/8 inch round, so whatever you want to call it. I got like probably another 1/4 inch more opening on the end of my muffler now, which is a bonus. I guess anything helps. Did I notice anything? No. But I did stick my finger in the muffler, and the actual screen is still in there for the spark arrestor. So I'm really debating on taking the end cap off and taking that out. The only downfall is if I do that, I can't really like ride like ATV trails. There's a couple places that, you know, it's like a UTV place, and, you know, like ATV trails, whatever, and they want you to have less than 100 decibels, and you got to have a spark arrestor and all this other blah 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 blah. So if I do that, I won't be able to go. I won't be able to ride there. I'll get all the way there and they'll just kick me out, which I really don't want. So I might try and cheat the system and see if I can get that aluminum insert. If I can buy that separately from KTM, the one that I just took out. I might just take out the spark arrestor inside the end cap on the inside of the baffle. I'll take that off, and then when I want to go back to when I go to this ATV park, I'll just screw on the insert on the end, which is just a screen. It's a thick screen, and say, you know, it's a stock muffler. That'll be fun. Put the dirt wheels back on it, get a longer chain, and get a longer chain, put these wheels, put the other wheels back on it, and just have a blast in the woods. I really want to get this thing on some trails. I got to get a dirt helmet still. I don't want to wear this on the trails and get it all banged up. She's not even fucking paying attention. She's all up in my fucking lane. Definitely gonna show her my hand. It says get off your phone. Kid's in the front seat, supposed to be in the back seat. And she don't even fucking care. Idiot. This guy's on his phone. Wow, everybody's on their phones. Get off your phone. See what's going on out in Webster. I'm back working at my old job again, by the way. Yep, took a new job. I was there for a week and a day. I said I've about had enough of this. I've about had enough of this. Went back to my old place like I never left. On a good note, pretty sure, yeah, at least I got one to wave. On a good note, I did go and I brought my wife to the Chevy dealership yesterday, and she has a lease. I got her a lease a couple, 2.5 years ago now, and she's coming up. December will be the end of her lease, and she has less than half the amount of miles that she was allowed to have. She's allowed like 30,000, and she's got like 14 on it right now. So I brought it up, talked to a buddy of mine, a riding buddy of mine from 17 years ago, 16 years ago. He is general manager over at the dealership, and he said, yeah, I'll take it early, you know, we'll be able to make some money on it, you'll be able to get a little bit of credit, you know, because of the low mileage. Now would be a good time. I said, okay. So I brought it up, and originally, you know, we ended up having a Trailblazer, 2021 Trailblazer loaner for when her car went in for service a couple months ago, and she really liked it. She used to have a GMC Envoy back in like 2008, and you know, it did us good for a while, and then, you know, things started to happen with it, and I said, no, I think it's time to let it go. But that was about the size of, you know, regular Blazer, and she likes, you know, smaller vehicles, not like super small. So she test drove, we had the Trailblazer for, I don't know, a couple weeks, I guess, and she really liked it. So I said, no, maybe we'll just get a Trailblazer. At least you don't drive it that much. She drives like maybe 10 miles a day to 8 miles a day, something like that. So we're hell bent on getting one of those. And we go up there yesterday and say, hey, you know, we're looking at a Trailblazer, looking at getting a Trailblazer. He's like, well, I don't have any, you know, they're all gone pretty much, and, you know, we got Equinoxes. I said, oh, well, it's, you know, bigger than she wants, even though it wasn't that much bigger. And I was like, you know, we'll just drive an Equinox and see if you like it, whatever. So they gave us one of their loaners. It was 2021, white, just like she wanted. It's got the blackout package, which means the grille and all the badging is black, which isn't a whole lot. And the tint to me on the windows and the back windows, the rear doors on back, is darker than the factory tint. And then there's Trailblazer, or there's Equinoxes that don't have tint at all. So she ended up driving the blackout one. It had silver rims on it, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. But it was loaded without leather. Had like some nice, what felt like bucket seats in it. Had heated seat option. It had everything. Power liftgate in the back. It had fucking everything. It had a bunch of shit. So we drove it. She liked it. Put a couple miles on it. Come back. Like, yeah, we like that one. What's the price difference? Got a price difference. And made a deal, and I'm probably going to pick this thing up tomorrow. The only I can't say it's a downfall, is that it's got like 1,900 miles on it, you know, because it was their loaner. They got it to us for a cheaper price because of that. And she's paying like maybe, I don't know, $50 more, $54 more than what she's paying now. Which isn't bad it's a 2021 Equinox. It's white. It's got like black interior, blacked out windows. Makes it legal. See ya. Well, that's Marky Mark. That's Marky Mark. That's who I got this bike from. He raced it trials. I'm thinking of trials because he was just talking about trials. Hair scrambles. He raced hair scrambles with this bike. So this bike sat, man. He raced it like a handful of times and just let it sit, man. I was like, man, I gotta ride this bike. He told me he was gonna sell it. You know anybody wants a 450? Maybe. I had my heart set on a 500. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to swing that with the extra, I don't know, like the extra 2,500 bucks or whatever for it. I already had the wheels for it. I didn't have to do that. It was already titled, so I didn't have to worry about that. I already had all the lights. I didn't have to worry about any of that. So, I don't know, man. What do you want for it? Told me what I want for it. I was like, if I, you know, I keep my eyes open, my ears open. I'll, you know, if I come across somebody, I'll let you know. I didn't even think that I was looking for a freaking bike, you know. And I got home, thought about it for a couple days, and I wonder who's going to buy this bike. I'm like, me. Like texting him back, I was like, hey, send me some pictures of that bike. I might be interested in it. Because I'd never seen it. He told me about it for a couple of years and I never saw the damn thing. It was in his basement. You know? Here's your helmet, bro. And he sent me a couple of pictures. I was like, man, this is something I could probably do. February rolls around and I'm like, so let me know when you're around. I gotta talk to you. So I went up to the shop and talked to him and told me what he wanted for it. What do you give me for it? I said, you told me this much. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you want it? Here, come buy it. I'm like, okay. So I waited a couple of weeks. He had to go to Florida. He went to Florida for a week. He came back. I went to the bank. Got blah blah blah, got the money, did the paperwork, and it took me about a month to like get it registered and get all the parts, because I put the full light kit on this thing, and got it all done. Just had to wait for my plate. Got the plate, put it on, and start riding the damn thing. That's the first time he's seen it. You know, since the day I picked it up. I've had it for probably, I don't know, 3-4 months now, I think. 3 months, 3.5 months, I don't know. I was going to take the MT-09 out today, but it's Sunday. Today's Supermoto Day. With or without people, it's Supermoto Day. Anyways, I always kind of looked up to the Supermoto thing because they were just, you know, cool as shit. I came from riding off-road. You know, I hit trails all the time, and I had a couple of cool dirt bikes and whatever. And I just thought they were absolutely sick with the wheels and the big brakes and super light and fast and handled, and I knew exactly what they were going to do. I just never had the opportunity to get one, you know, or to own one. I ended up building my 620 that I had. You know, I had my 620 for about a year or so, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get wheels, yeah, I'll buy wheels, yeah, I'll buy wheels. Never bought any wheels. And then I bought these forged Warp 9s, and I put them on. I got them to fit. Even Warp 9 told me that they wouldn't fit. Oh, you're not going to get those wheels to fit that bike. Nobody's ever done it. Yeah, well, guess what? They fit. Had to change a couple spacers out. The rear literally bolted right up. Well, the only thing I had to do was put it on backwards because it was right-hand drive. Sprocket was on the right-hand side. Front, all I just had to do was change the spacers out, and they fucking bolted right up. It was absolutely wild. So I had them on my 620, which I was super super stoked about. I was so excited. I had a Supermoto. I had a big bore Supermoto, which really fucking got my gears turning. And they were on the bike for like, I literally had a Supermoto for like 300 and like, I don't know, 24 miles or something, whatever the mileage was. And the motor started knocking, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't good. I just, you know, I dumped like $2,000 into this bike from 1995. Dumped like $2,500 into it, between the wheels and the graphics and the plastics that I had to order from fucking overseas because nobody had shit here in the US. And I had to make a caliper adapter, and I changed the front master. Like, I did all the shit you're supposed to do for a Supermoto. I did it. Then the rear shock blew out. I bought a shock for it, and then I didn't even get a chance to put the shock in it, and the fucking thing started knocking. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna cost me more to rebuild this damn motor because I gotta source parts from overseas and ship it here, and then I'm dealing with an old school motor. And like, you know what? I'm fucking done. Pulled the wheels off the bike, put the dirt setup back on it, and I sat on the bike because nobody wanted to buy the damn thing. Somebody ended up driving all the way out from New York City to buy it just because he liked them so much. And he liked them so, he loved those bikes. Absolutely loved those bikes. I'm like, dude, if you want it, like, you can go buy it from me if you want. And he drove all the way out fucking from New York City and bought it, but before I had sold it, like, like right after I figured out what had happened, I pulled the wheels off of it, and I go in the house. After I figured out what was wrong, I saw metal in the oil, and I'm just like depressed as all hell. And I walk in the house, and my wife's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." She's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with the bike? You've just been out there doing something like that." I said, the motor in it is done." What the fuck? This guy's got a fucking dog and shit in the road. Oh, you got him. Stupid. E-bike. I said the motor's done. I can't. I said I gotta sell it. I can't. She's like, why don't you just rebuild it? I said it's gonna cost more to rebuild it than it's gonna be worth. So I'm just gonna take the wheels off of it and sell it. She's like, why don't you just go buy the bike that you want instead of doing this? She's like, I know you want that other bike, just go get it. And I'm like, and at the time I really wanted that 690 SMCR. It just came out. It had been out like 3 months, and I really wanted it, but I just got done paying off a loan, and I didn't want another payment. And I'm like, alright, like, I guess if I'm going to get a motorcycle and be able to ride, I'm going to get something new so I don't have headaches. Little did I know. Anyways, I went and got that bike. I found there was 2 left in New York State. Nobody else was going to have them until 2020, actually. Nobody was going to have them until January or February of 2020. So, and it was 2019 at the time. And I'm like, where are they? And I was told one's in New York City, which I really didn't want to drive to New York City to get a fucking motorcycle. And the other one's in Lockport, which is like Buffalo, which is like maybe an hour and a half from me. So I'm like, well, I called the dealership in Lockport. I said, you got one? They're like, yep, I got it. I got one left. I'm like, okay. Is it spoken for? They're like, nope. I'm like, all right. Well, can I come look at it? They're like, you can come look at it, but we're waiting for parts for it. I'm like, why? Like, well, it needs a radiator. The radiator was damaged during transport, and it's a brand new bike. It needs a radiator. I'm like, and we already got it on order. Okay. So I go there, and I look at it, radiator's off of it, fairings are off of it, seats off of it. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so what's the deal? They're like, we're waiting for a radiator. We don't know how long it's going to take to get here because it's a new bike, and they don't really make a whole lot of parts for this bike yet because it's so new. I'm like, okay, so if I put a deposit on it, do you know how long it's going to be? And they're like, no. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month, it could be 3 months, we don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, this is the only one. I really want to do those stairs. I said, well, you guys have one, and there's a dealership in New York City that's got one, and probably by the time I get to New York City, that one's going to be gone. So I guess I'm making a deposit. So I made a deposit, made a deal on it. Guy's like, listen, you're waiting for a part on, you know, because of us, you know, for a new bike, which you shouldn't have to wait. If, you know, some time goes by and you want to bail, I'll give you your deposit back. Usually we don't, but he's like, I will. This is kind of a weird exception, but I'll do it just because, you know, you shouldn't have to wait because of something, because of us. I'm like, well, technically not because of you, but okay, I get it. You know, I appreciate it. Cool. I think I only waited like 2 weeks. I think it was maybe a week and a half actually. And it's like, yep, radiator came in. He called me on a Tuesday. He said, radiator just came in for this bike. It's going on today. You could pick it up Thursday if you want. I was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pick it up Friday because it's my only day off. You know, I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I'll just take your time with it, do what you got to do, and I'll come out and pick it up Friday. He's like, all right, sweet. Went and picked it up Friday. Saturday, the fucking shift star broke. Put like 300 miles on it in 24 hours. Don't ask me how I did it. And the shift star broke. I downshifted from 4th, and there was no 3rd gear. And that was the beginning of my issues with that bike. I went through a bunch of shit with that bike, and I said, you know what, I had it for a year, and I was like, I'm done. Got rid of that bike. Made a deal on an MT-09, brand new 2020, and that's why I have the MT-09. And I was kind of depressed because I really needed a Supermoto in my life. I really needed this play toy, if you want to call it a play toy, because you could do stuff on a Supermoto you can't do on other bikes. So I wanted to be able to jump off road and ride trails, and I just really wanted that back. So I had the MT-09 for just, I don't know, a couple months, and then I started talking to Mark, and that's when he told me about this, and I sat on it for the winter, got my shit together, and I'm like, you know what, I really don't want another loan, but I went and got a personal loan for this, a partial, had some of the money for it. People out, I see one mask, 2 masks, that guy's not even wearing his. There's Devin. Huh. People are out in public and they're exercising, and they got their kids out, and they're walking their dogs, and they're eating at restaurants, and it's fucking amazing. It's you know, we took advantage of it for so long until we didn't have it, and then we realized how important it was to be out. You know, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. I might start heading west so I can play around a little bit. Try not to get in any trouble, but I like tooling around the city. I'll do a little clone here. Using Rowdy Red's trail because I can. I just hope I don't pick up a nail like he does. I rode this on my 690. I rode this trail on my 690, and I really didn't like it because I didn't have a steering dampener. This one I can at least stand up. The other one, it was so freaking unstable because of the size of the stone. There's some large stone on here, and it's super, super like unstable. Oh, there's a trailer too. Shit. But the only downfall of this right here, this little lane, is there's all kinds of shit on it. Like, whoa. Yeah, like that stone is fucking sketch. At least it is with 17s anyways. Street tires. Cut over to my brother's house. He hasn't seen the 690 or the 690, the 450 yet. Alright, I think I'm getting off here. I'm not gonna ride that second section. There should be green leaf right here. No flat tires? No flat tires. Stopped over to my brother's house for a hot minute. Shot the breeze. What the fuck does that sticker? The sticker says slut bus. Rock that brake a little bit. It's coming to the end of my ride. So tell me what you guys like to see. Do you like crazy antics and like stupid supermoto content, or do you like vlog stuff? Do you like both? Like, I need some inputs. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, typical YouTube stuff. Please, if you like the videos that I'm making, even if it's just not this one, if you like my past videos, leave me a message in the comment. Tell me what you want to see. I would really like some input. I don't get too much input on my videos. I just get some views here and there, which I greatly appreciate. For the new subscribers, I appreciate you guys very much. I've had like 8 subscribers in the past couple days, and you know, based off my last 2 videos, so I appreciate you guys. I will be back with another clip here fairly soon. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to see. I'll go the distance and go out a little bit farther, you know, some different places if you want to see that too. But let me know what's up, seriously. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.